Good evening, everybody. Welcome. It is October 1st, 2024. And my name is Dina, and this is my channel about cross stitch. And thank you so much for stopping by to visit with me. I want to share two things with you this evening. One, well, maybe three. One is that I wound up stitching on the evening of the 30th. I went ahead and started my Whip Go board stitch for the month of October because I was waiting to start my 3 months to the finish line, and I didn't want to pick up anything I was going to be working on in that. So I decided, well, on my Whip Go board, I actually had autumn berries as one of the things that I was supposed to stitch. And I can't find the cover of it now. Here we are. So this is what they look like. I stitched this one a long time ago. And I decided to do this one that just says, Autumn Leaves Abound, I think is what all the words say. It's a monochromatic one, and I thought, that's perfect. That's the one I'm going to start for this Whip Go call because it'll be the easiest one to stitch, right? So I stitched on it, and I stitched on it while I was on a Zoom call, and I stitched on it a long time, and that's where I got to. And so I have the whole word autumn in there. I've got the word leaves. I need to do abound. And then I've got a few more things to go around here and a few things to go down here. And this won't be done. So I am going to be stitching with friends this weekend, and I'm hoping that I might actually get to finish it this weekend, which will be great. So that is my final Whip Go spot that I have open to do, and I'll be through with Whip Go, even though it's only October. I've already done them ahead. I've done my Whip Go board a little different next year to try to avoid that. So I'll share that with you as time gets closer. But that is what I worked on for Whip Go. And I will keep working on it. I've done way more stitches than I needed to for Whip Go. I needed 300, and I've done over 500. So the Whip Go goal is met, and now I'll just keep it out to stitch on it when I have free time. So I rolled the dice. I actually videotaped me rolling the first one so you could get a feel for what I was doing. And it rolled number 4. And number 4 on my list is the Zephyr Hill sampler. And this is the first part of that. And that's what I had on my list, part 1. There are 3 parts. Part 1 is the first third of it. And when I was at retreat in September at the Garage Stitchery Retreat, I did the border, the outer border, all the way around. That's what I had done. So today I am pleased to share with you that I stitched another 377 stitches in this today. And I got part of this inner border done, and the wind. Actually, part of this D is on part 2, but I wanted to finish the letter, so I pulled it out and I finished that. And then I started this first pinwheel that's right here. There are 2 big pinwheels on this section, and a bit of ground here, and some pinwheels across the bottom. So there's still a good bit to do on this, but remember, part 1 is the only part that's on my 6 months to the finish line. Doesn't mean I won't pull out part 2, but it won't be on the 6 months to the finish line. So I did want to get this first part finished this year. So that's what I'm trying to do. So I will get up in the morning and roll my dice my die for tomorrow to see what I'm stitching on. What I want to share with you now, and of course, whatever I roll each day is what I'm going to stitch for my bingo. So I actually stopped at 154 stitches and posted for my bingo game, so I wouldn't forget to do that. And then I got some happy mail. So I want to talk to you about that. I got the sweetest card from one of you. And this lady says that she just wanted to let me know that she started one of the patterns she won on a giveaway on my channel a while back, and that she's loving it. And she thought it would be fun to send me a little gift if I wanted it. And if not, I could, you know, gift it away or whatever I wanted to do. But I think it's lovely. It's a Little House Needleworks. It's a complimentary chart called ABC Floral. And it was put out this year in 2024, so that makes it easy. The year is correct. And it's shown in a variety of ways. It's shown in a color palette using all of the floss. And then each one of the flosses is shown as if it was monochromatic. And the floss is included. But isn't that pretty? So that shows you what you could do if you want to do it with all the flosses. And then these are doing it each monochromatic. I kind of like that one. That's what I think I'll be doing with it. So thank you. Thank you very, very much for your sweet, sweet card. This is from Karen. And Karen, I appreciate it very much. And I do intend to stitch it down the road. Then I also got a package that has been around the world and back. And I am sure that this person has probably wondered why I haven't mentioned to her. This is from Natalie. And she made me a sweet little homemade card. And this has been going all around. It finally got here. It actually was delivered to a neighbor's house, and it took them a while to get it to me. So anyway, isn't this beautiful? Y'all know I love the 12 Days of Christmas. This is a kit. It came with the 14-count Ada, but it came with all the flosses. So I'm really, really tickled to have it. I very well may swap out the fabric, and I may stitch it either on a white or a pale blue. Because if you look at all of these little corners and in a lot of these sections, you've got pale blue in the background. And if I did it on a pale blue fabric, I wouldn't have to stitch the pale blue. I could stitch the darker blues, you know, like the waters and things that are supposed to be there. But if I did it something like the color of that background right in there, that would be a little bit of stitching I wouldn't have to do in the areas that are almost full coverage. Anyway, thank you very much, Natalie. I appreciate it so, so much. And I just wanted you to know I got it. It took a little bit to get here, but our mail system has been crazy. Okay. So thank you so much for my happy mail. I appreciate that. Y'all are so kind to do that. So now I'm going to say goodnight. I have an early morning again tomorrow, and I will be going to the dentist. You know, you have to have your teeth cleaned every 6 months or whatever. So it's time for that. I'll do that tomorrow. And other than that, I have choir practice tomorrow night. But sounds like I'll be doing stitching most of the day. I'm excited about that. So I will let you get on with what you're going to do next. And I can't wait to see what I'm going to be stitching on in the morning. I'll share it with you, though. I hope that you are doing 3 months to the finish line with me in some way or another, if you can, if it interests you. And if you are, let me know. Let me know how it goes for you after a week or two. Let me know how you're doing. But I was happy to get 377 stitches in here. And I'm really tickled when you realize that this is actually the page break right here. So this is going to go pretty well. There's a lot of stitching in here, but I don't think it's going to be one of those really long-term year, 2-year, 3-year projects. I think I will finish it this year, I hope. Okay, I'll let you get back to what you're doing, as I said, and I'm going to go say goodnight and go to bed and cuddle with Coco. Happy stitching, everybody. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday. It is the 3rd of October. I wanted to come and talk to you a little bit about my stitching so far. I started the 3 months to the finish line on the 1st, and stitched on my Zephyr Hill sampler on the first, and on the second, my roll of the die was number 4, which for me was my Erika Michaels berry number 6, which is 6 geese a laying. This one right here. And I stitched on it yesterday, and I stitched 134 stitches. So I got enough for my bingo, which was great. And this is where I got to. I got the feet of the geese, and I've got the body minus beak and eye of one of the geese. And that was all I was able to do yesterday. I know you have those days too where life gets in the way of stitching and you have to do other things. And that's what happened with me yesterday. Errands, dental appointment, getting ready for company this weekend, all kinds of stuff. But I did stitch last night enough to hit my bingo call, and I rolled for today. And guess what? I rolled number 4 again. So I get to keep working on 6 geese a laying today, and I am excited about that. But life continues to get in the way. This morning, I have a class at the church. I'm getting ready to go there now. And it's a music reading class. And I have forgotten more than I ever probably knew when I took piano as a child on how to read music. And so to be better choir members, my husband and I decided that since it was being offered, we were going to take a music reading class. And so I'll let you know how it goes. It's supposed to be 4 classes, 1 day a week for 1 hour. And so it's not a lot of time, but I definitely want to go check it out. My husband's already left because he's taking Coco to the groomer, and he'll drop her off and then meet me at church. And then he's going to run, and we're going to meet for lunch. I am headed to Joann's. I need fabrics and trim because I want to get my Coastal Holiday fully finished. And I have a finisher who's willing to do it for me if I send her all of the fabrics and the trim, so she doesn't have to wait for them to be delivered to her if she sources them. So I've got a plan to do that right after my class today. And so it will probably be after lunch before I get to stitch today, but that's okay. I get to continue working on my 6 geese a laying, and that's what I'm going to do. So I hope to be able to come back tonight and give you a quick little update on what I was able to accomplish on it today. That's my hope anyway. So I'm off to church now for my music reading class, and I will try to talk with you when I get back. Happy stitching, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Well, today is October 4th, and I have guests arriving about 10 o'clock this morning. So it is around 8:30, and I'm going to try to get my 100 stitches in for my bingo game today. So I rolled the dice this morning. Got number 3, and number 3 on my list of 6 is I stitch. So I'm going to pull I stitch up and try to get 100 stitches in it before my guests arrive. And then all bets are off. I'll be stitching a lot this weekend, but I don't know exactly what I'll be stitching on. But I hope to stitch on my I stitch even more today if I get time to do that. But I know that I've got a sewing project that I'm going to start on when my first guest arrives. She's coming early to help me, and I'm hoping that we can get a lot of progress on it. And then after that, as everybody else starts arriving, they'll be stitching, and then there'll be dinner out, and then tonight we'll stitch again. I went to bed early last night because I'm hoping that we're stitching late into the evening. So I'm looking forward to that and hoping that we'll have lots of wonderful time to visit and get some stitching progress as well. I'm so excited I can't even talk. I hope you're having a great day. My husband has taken Coco out for a nice long walk, and I'm excited about that because her little friend Harley is coming to spend the weekend. And y'all, this is so funny. Last night when she got home from the groomer, she was really sleepy and really tired. And I said, you need to go to bed early tonight because your friend Donna's coming tomorrow. And she perked up and looked at me. She knows Donna's name. She knows who Donna is. And she loves Donna. And then I said, and she's bringing Harley. Oh, she got all excited. She knows Harley too. So she knows she's having friends come over. I hope she's forgotten it so that she's not anxious about it, because they're not getting here till after Donna gets off work tonight. So she'll be watching everybody that comes in the door looking for her friend Donna and for Harley. And they're going to be the last ones here. That's going to be sad for her. But anyway, I'll try to film, if I can, some during the weekend. And if I can't, I know you'll understand. And I'll catch you back up after everybody's gone. So in the meantime, happy stitching. Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is Dina. It is Saturday. It is October the 5th, and it's early in the morning, probably about 7:45. My guests are beginning to stir. One of them's taking a shower, and I think a couple of them are still asleep. And I wanted to slip up here and just tell you about my stitching yesterday. My roll of the dice yesterday called for number 3, which was I stitch, and I completed I stitch. So this is the Teresa Kogut freebie from Nashville 2024, and I finished her. I'll put this behind it, see if that helps a little bit. This is on linen. It was on a scrap of linen that I got at a estate sale. I don't even know what the name of it is, but I had to finish stitching just the top of the hoop and from I all the way down to the bottom yesterday, and it was 697 stitches, but I completed it. And so this is the first of my 3 months to the finish line, first of my 6 patterns that I am trying to finish by the end of the year. So it's my first one. Yay! I'm excited. So I came running up here, and last night when I finished that, and I looked at my list of 3 months to the finish line, which is in the middle there, and I stitch is number 3 now, is completed, so I can mark it off. So then the first alternate was the October wordplay. So I thought, okay, that's great. I'm going to insert October wordplay for I stitch. So I'll do that now. October wordplay is now number 3. And it's now no longer an alternate. So now, when I roll the number 3, I will stitch October wordplay. So I roll the die, and guess what? I got number 3. So I've got October wordplay pulled out, ready to go today, and I'll be working on it. So it is on my daily 30, which means I need to get at least 300 stitches in it today before I change up what I'm going to stitch on. When I finished the I stitch last night, I went ahead and pulled forward my Whip Go project that I started recently, which was the Autumn Berry, just so I could stitch on something for a little while until we went to bed, because we were staying up kind of late. And I wound up stitching a little bit in that Autumn Berry until I ran out of floss. It's a specialty floss. It's Weeks Dye Works, and it's Cinnamon Twist, and I ran out of it. So my friend Donna's checking her stash this morning, because she came up yesterday evening after work and just stayed for a little while. And today she's bringing Harley up, and she's going to stay the night with Harley and everybody else. So she's going to see if she's got it at home. She thinks she might. And if so, I can hang on to that and stitch on that when I get tired of stitching on October wordplay, or finish it, whichever comes first. There's a lot to do on it. I'll get tired before I finish it, probably. But anyway, I just wanted to update you while I had a few minutes, and show you what I stitched on. I also got my Fabric of the Month, which is from the Atomic Ranch fabric line, and it's through Garan Stitchery, and I love it. This is called Pistachio. Isn't that beautiful? A beautiful summer scene on there. Now, Gary would probably put Halloween on it, but I think it's beautiful. So I wanted to share that with you as well because that came in the mail yesterday. All right, I'm going to let you get back to what you were doing, hopefully stitching. Oh, and I also did something else yesterday. My friend Sue, when she got here earlier yesterday than everyone else because she's retired, so she could come sooner. And she had agreed to do that for me because we were putting together my quilt top for my friend Cheryl. And guess what? We got the top done. I'm so excited. I had stitched or sewn the strips around each of the squares to try to get my blocks started. And I had cut those out and stitched them up, and that's where I had stopped because they looked so wonky and I was not sure how to make it uniform and what was the best way to put the top together. So Sue really helped me square up all the blocks. We put the top together. It's a very small little lap quilt. It may wind up being a wall hanging. I may put a sleeve on the back so she can just hang it on the wall. But anyway, Sue has been gracious enough to offer to take my top home with her and my backing fabric and quilt it for me. She is a fabulous quilter, and she has a machine that she can free arm quilt with. And I don't. So she's offered to just quilt the thing together for me. And when it's time to put the binding back on, we've cut the binding strips, and she's going to bring it back and show me how to do that. So I'll insert a picture of just the top that we made so that you can at least see it as it's going in progress. But it's unusual for me to have quilting to share with you, almost like never. So I wanted to do that. So I'll put a picture in here of what that top looks like before Sue takes it. And then I'll try to make sure I give you pictures along the way as we work on it. So thanks for letting me share all my crafting with you this morning. Have a great day, and I'll catch up with you as soon as I can. Happy stitching, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is Dina. It is August the 6th. It is Sunday. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about my weekend of stitching. I was able to grab a quick clip on Saturday morning, and I haven't been able to film since then. So now it is Sunday night. So I need to share with you what I stitched on Saturday and what all I did, and then what I stitched today. So on Saturday morning, I got up and the roll of my die indicated that I was to work on my October wordplay. So I had it ready to go. I'll remind you what it looks like. This is the October wordplay by Brenda Gervais. And I am stitching it in the called for colors, I believe. No, the DMC conversion. I'm stitching it in the DMC conversion. And I put in 419 stitches in it. So when you last saw it, it had this top row and the word October in it. And now it has the entire end all the way across to harvest. So I will pick up next time I work on it with pumpkins right here in the middle and work my way toward this end. So there you go. I got all of that corner done all the way over to the word harvest. So 419 stitches. That was a great work on that call. Now, I did that. I worked on it till I got that many stitches because I wanted to make sure that I could use it for posting in my acrostics and things like that. So I wanted to make sure I had over 300 stitches in it. And when I got that many stitches and I knew I could post in whatever acrostic I was trying to meet, I decided to go back to my Whip Go call Now my whip go call was simply for 300 stitches on this project. And it was the Autumn Berry from Erika Michaels. And I had put 500 or something stitches in it when I first did it for whip go, and then I just kept it laying next to me because it is a monochromatic. I've stitched it in Cinnamon Twist, and I picked it up last night and put another 281 stitches in it for a finish. This is not one of my 3 months to the finish line finishes, but it is a finish. It's a whip go finish. So I started it and finished it as part of my whip go, which is wonderful. So I'm so happy to have that done. And now I will tell you, even though it's not the end of the year yet, my whip go board is blacked out. I will, as they call them in November, and for November and for December, I'll just mark them because I'll have a blackout already because I've already finished the projects that are in those squares that are left. So I've already worked and created a new board for next year. So there you have that. So then last night, I had my friend Donna, who was here stitching with me, and a few other people, to roll the dice for me for today. And she rolled the number 4, and that number turned out to be my Zephyr Hill sampler. So I pulled it out this morning, and oh, here it is. I had already pulled it over here. This, I'll remind you, this is the first part of the Zephyr Hill sampler, and that's the part I wanted to finish in my 3 months to the finish line. And so today I put in 438 stitches, and I got that far. So what I have left now for this part is the pinwheel that goes here. There's the beginning or 1/2 of a flower right here. And I may do what I did with the D. I may go ahead and finish the flower. I don't know. It'll just depend. And then I've got another 2 colors to go in this earth part here. Flower here. Flower here. And then there are little pinwheels all across the bottom as a border. So I still have stitching to do, but I color completed that green color. And so that is done for this part 1. I did put it away though after 438 stitches because we had other things we were doing today. However, that was a good stitching for 2 days. I am very happy with the results of that, to have another finish, even though it's a whip go finish and not one of my, 3 months to the finish line finishes, but that's okay. And why don't we roll and see what we get to stitch tomorrow. Well, I got a 1, and that is Christmas Parade. So tomorrow I get to pull out my Christmas Parade and put some stitches in it. First time in the 3 months to the finish line that I got that one. So I am tickled about that. So I hope to have some stitching to share with you tomorrow. We shall see. In the meantime, everybody, happy stitching. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. It is October the 9th. It is a Wednesday, and I am here to talk to you about my stitching for the last couple of days. Well, on October the 8th, my die that was rolled was number 1 again. And so for 2 days, I got to work on Christmas Parade. And I'll remind you what that looks like. That's by Cottage Garden Samplings. And this is where I got to. So now I am busy filling in this coat. That's where I got to. And I actually stitched the first day that this was called, on the 7th, I stitched 535 stitches. So I did the things inside the coat. You know, I did the boot here, and then I did the sleeve and cuff and his mitten and his top of his pocket there that has the white fur on it, and then all the stars. And then yesterday, when it was rolled again, I started filling in. There were a couple of stars that I hadn't done yet because I had, way more stitching time in already. And so I did these last 2 stars, and then I started filling in the red, and I did 646 stitches yesterday. I thought I was going to get the coat filled in yesterday. There's a lot of stitches in this coat. Anyway, that's where this one is, and I put it away last night. I stitched on it during a Zoom call, and just was great to have that fill in to do during the Zoom call. So this morning when I rolled the die, I rolled number 6, and number 6 was my 10 Lords of Leaping, which is that berry right there. And in fact, it's highlighted on the back as well. And this was the one of my 6 pieces that I had identified in my 3 months to the finish line that had to be started. It wasn't a whip yet. So I started it, and I did 324 stitches on it this morning, and this is where I got to. So I've got to start on 8 of the Lord's Leaping. Haven't quite finished them yet. I have their shoes, their pants, and their coat done. And so now when I get back to this, the next time I roll, I can do their upper body, their shirt, head, face and head, their hands. And then I can come on down in here and do the middle of the berry with the other 2. There's 2 more Lords of Leaping down here. So a great first start. 324 stitches allows me to use it not only for my bingo call for today, but also for my daily 30 acrostic. And I'm using it for the letter T, and I'm spelling out 10 Lords Leaping for the letter T. And so that's my stitching. I really have a little bit of news to share, I guess. I have a stitching meetup this Saturday, and so one of the ladies who's attending is driving from a fair distance away. So she has agreed to come early on Friday, and she's going to be here about lunchtime. And so she and I and my other friend Juliana, who is now COVID-free, and her household is COVID-free, is going to meet us for lunch. And so the 3 of us will have lunch, and then we're going to stitch Friday late into the afternoon, evening time. We may even take a break and have dinner together. And then Saturday, we will all be, Juliana's not coming to the library because she's not going to do any group activities for about a week or so because she's heading on a cruise, and she's trying to make sure she is COVID-free and not exposed to anything. So she's not going to any big groups. And so I'm very privileged that she's agreed to come stitch here at my house on Friday. So I'm looking forward to that. It's been a couple of weeks since we've seen each other, and we have a lot of catching up to do. So that I'm excited about. I'm going to let you get on with your stitching, your crafting, and maybe just move on to the next segment here, and I will talk to you very soon. Happy stitching, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. It is later on October the 9th, Wednesday night. I have gotten back from choir practice and picked up my roll of the die choice today, my 10 Lords of Leaping, and I've continued to stitch on it this evening. And today I put in 786 stitches in it, and I have a finish. So there's my 10 Lords a Leaping berry. It is complete. I'm excited about that. It is my second finish of my 3 months to the finish line grouping. And so now I have berry number 6 left to finish, and I have berry number 8 that I have to start and finish, but that's not on my 3 months to the finish line. That will be one that I do as an extra. So that's okay. So let's get my list. So now I have removed number 6, which was 10 Lords a Leaping, and I pulled up my second alternate, which is Penguin Pear, and I put it there for number 6. So I will roll the die for tomorrow when I get up, and I'll see what I get to work on tomorrow. As it turned out too, my 10 Lords a Leaping was used for my Daily 30 group. Looking at my list over here. And also it was used for 2 letters in the 24 hours of cross stitch. So I stopped after I put in 100 and something stitches today, and I posted that in my bingo game, and I posted it for the first letter in that acrostic, and then I kept stitching until I got to about, I don't know, 600, 500 stitches, and then I posted for the second letter in the 24 hours of acrostic where I had used this same project. And then I got home tonight and I kept stitching until I finished it. So once again, here is my finish. 10 Lords a Leaping. And again, I will say, doing the feet all around, the suit, I think I did this one, I did the suit coat and the feet because they were the same color all the way around. And then each color I pulled in, I just did it all the way around. And then I did all of this. And then I came down here and did this section right there. One of the things that was unique is these little red stitches that are the accents in this vine, and the red stitches in at their neck to be their bow tie or whatever that is. Those stitches are actually a specialty stitch. I forgot which one it is. Those were Smyrna crosses. And then there's another specialty stitch in the center of this flower. It's a Rhodes stitch. And the instructions to do those were on the instruction sheet. And they had great pictures to go with them as well. This is a back stitching, so I'm covering it up because it's a pattern. But it told you how to do each stitch, or at least it gave you a picture of it. And interestingly enough, because when it called for the symbols on this one, it shows 2 symbols, a heart and a circle, and they're both raspberry. But the circles were the Smyrna crosses, and the heart were regular cross stitches. And the regular cross stitches were used for the letter 10 and the heart. So all those other red stitches all the way around, all the berries and everything, are those Smyrna crosses, which take a little extra time. They're actually you do 4 legs, so it's like 2 cross stitches. But I still counted them as 1. So anyway, I finished my second finish in my 3 months to the finish line. So very pleased with that. I'm going to put this away, and I'm going to go downstairs and see what my family's up to and get ready for my day tomorrow. In the meantime, until we get to speak again, Happy stitching, everybody.